This one's called Something, and it begins with an epigraph. Though thought itself's dependent on a man, some may discount him, see a grander plan. Hard to conceive, but once the cosmos sighed, as imbecilic darkness did bestride the welkin. Plain unseen, unknown was space, insentience, stupor, both were commonplace. Then nonsense reigned, and no thing ruled, until a something was conceived, arranged to fill the void that yawned. That thing was observation, and pleasure taken, comment, delectation. To suit this task were humans dreamt, but first they must subsist. For dying out would burst hope's bubble for their prolongation. Hence, to guarantee the benefit that sense could live, a means to reproduce was found, whose sexual nature was selected, bound it would succeed, as it depended on attraction, male to female. Whereupon X chromosomes and Y were then decreed, although for a decreer there is no need, of course. Each man in every cell had Ys, in toes, in brain, in heart, and also thighs. Each woman differed in that she had X's. This was the way that they defined the sexes. To start the chain of life, ignite the fire, the use of man as vehicle was required. As there's not nothing, something does prevail. That something was a seed inside the male. Some feel a man's demeaned if he's just means to ends, and that with such a role he leans towards a functional career. But in a being where disagreement can't begin without existence, making man the cause of that, as human seed, might earn applause. He might be raised more rather than debased. The siring role, subtracted and displaced, emasculates a man, with no man left, his person void of maleness when bereft. We can't conceive a sapiens outside the sexual river, dehumidified and perched on banks, a thought that may perplex those thinking that the element of sex is natural to us, where we gladly swim. To say a man involves and gives to him the name of father, like the name of Tom in Cats. Some will for sure demur, though, from comparison with animals, too high believing humankind, where some decry whatever hints of personal transmission through animality. The liked position a preference that we express ourselves above our nature. Love itself dissolves, though, when without its nourishing substrate, that layer, sexual spell, the wish to mate, engendering female to male love and love of progeny, then family, above which we don't wish to be. The day a Y is given, where defined. We can't defy this fate, just cells we're sadly unconsulted. Resentment vain regarding what resulted. To put on airs and play at God, insist that we will choose, might give determinist new meaning. Hubris flattering us first causes, expression of the biting peak that gnaws us. Modern minds blink at procreation's fact, promoting tamely other styles now backed by fashion as supreme. Forgetting none are here to kvetch, but those who were begun in nature's way. And existentialists may quibble, though they had an obstetrics, asserting man's an empty slate without an essence scratched upon it, in no doubt that we create ourselves, for they know best. Despite what they contend, it's manifest, a man or woman too are what they are. No Siggy papers thin enough to run between a man and maleness. They are one and the same thing. A man can't not be a progenitor. By preference, though, he may decide not to enact it, wanting rather to have no child, remain a latent father. But Lady M's demand to be unsexed can only raise to plague us the most vexed question of can a femme be unfemaled? Forgive me if you feel that I have failed and spoken here entirely from the view of males. Considering others is a due that I must pay, but I see with male eyes because, all through, my chromosomes are wise.